Hey everybody, Stephen Michael here, and yes, I know it's been a while. I have been working on a big project for work outside of making videos, and I've also been, if you've been following my Instagram, you know I've been over at my other channel, which is my acting page, doing something called Musical Sundays, where I sing a song from a Broadway musical every Sunday at 11 a.m. It is a whole big premiere thing that I'm doing. And today I want to talk about how I go about setting those videos up, how I record them into the computer, how I put them together. So without further ado, let's jump over into, first off, what I'm using is my setup, and that is GarageBand. Now you can use anything you want, Audition, GarageBand, whatever, as long as you can record a clear line in with no effects or compression added. And I am using my Behringer B1 microphone. I do have a windscreen behind me, and it is on a mic stand, and that is going into my Focusrite, which is the Solo. And let me make sure that the phantom power is switched on, which it is. And then that's going into my laptop. Now, if you don't have a Focusrite, don't worry. If you have just a USB microphone or just a regular microphone, just plug it right into your computer and your headphones, and you should be fine. So now that that is ready and together, let's jump over into GarageBand and let's hit File, New. And the first thing we're going to do is go down here. And if you know your time signature, your tempo, that's great. You can put all that information in. If not, don't worry about it. You can leave it blank. Just make sure that your input and output device are the devices that are it actually goes to your microphone. So mine is the Scarlett Solo USB, so that's looking good. And let's go ahead and hit Empty Project. Now let's make sure that we have input 1 selected, and I want to hear my musical instruments as I play and record, checked. And then again, you can recheck to see if your microphone is connected, which it is. And let's go ahead and hit Create. Now the first thing I'm going to do is name this music, because you always want your music at the top. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit plugins down here, and we're going to, even though it's switched all the way, it's pushed all the way down, I'm just going to turn off echo and reverb. We don't want any echo or reverb there. And then we're going to hit Command D or Control D, and then we're going to call this one Voice. So there you go, there is your voice. Now let's drag in a track for this one. We will use let's use Where I Want to Be, which was my last video. And normally I like to stick this either at 3 or 5. I want to give myself some time to get ready once I hit the record button. Also, make sure you turn off the metronome button, because this thing is a pain in the butt. I like to leave the 4 count in on. It gives me a little bit extra time. And we're going to, just for being sane's sake, we're going to shorten this, because it is a very long intro, and drag this to about 5. Let's drag this to 3, since this is just a demo. Actually, leave it at 5. And there we go. Now let's click on Voice, and we're all set up to record. Now let's jump up to the microphone, and let's talk about how to set up your microphone, and let's talk about levels. Okay, so here we are at the microphone. Everything is connected now. The one thing that you want to do is you want to first off make sure that your microphone and your pop filter here, I highly recommend you getting one of these. They'll fix any plosives or hard syllables that you may sing. You want to take your fist and make sure there is enough room to stick your fist in between. This will give you a pretty decent distance. And of course, I have a metal one, so it protects it from feedback, all that fun stuff. Next, take your thumb and your pinky and put your thumb on your lip and touch the tip of your pinky to the microphone, and that is the singing distance that you should be at, because if you go too far back, you're going to sound like you're in a tin can. If you go too forward, you're going to sound like you basically, the mic is going to peak. It's going to get all distorted. So that is the correct distance. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and test our vocal level. Now, looking at the laptop here, you can see I am well within the green. Now, my level is adjusted. I'm not going to mess with it, but let me sing the loudest thing, the loudest line in this song. Where I want to be and who I want to be and doing always what I said I would, and yet I feel I haven't won it all. So, as you can see, the level is just touching yellow, which is perfect. If you see any red, your microphone is too hot. And you'll also see when I record that the loud vocal line is a pretty healthy size. It's not too small, it's not so large, it should be somewhere in between. Don't worry so much about that. You can fix all of that in post. But as you could see, we were well within levels. It was just going yellow. I don't think it hit red at that point. So your mic is ready to go. Now, say you were hitting red or you weren't even hitting the yellow. Well, if you have an interface, you would adjust it through the interface. Do not touch the computer. But if your mic is going right into your computer, go ahead and go on GarageBand or whatever you're using and adjust the levels. And I always like to start the levels on the computer at 0. So as you can see here, that is at 0 and that is at 0. So now your microphone is ready to go. Now, what I have here is I have a pair of headphones. I have these very small ones so I could hear the music and my voice while I'm recording into my computer. And then out here, I will just record me singing on the camera. You won't hear the music, but you'll hear my voice. And that is going to make it easier for you to sync. Now, normally I run these up my shirt, but because I'm wearing a body mic right now, I'm just gonna put them on the side of my head here. And let's go ahead and do some recording. And I'll show you how this works. And the first thing you want to do is you want to clap. And that is what's called a slate, and that'll help you sync. I'll show you what to do with that in a minute. Who needs a dream? Who needs ambition? Who'd be the fool in my position? I hardly knew them. Now I'm where I want to be and who I want to be and doing always what I said I wouldn't, and I feel I haven't won it all. Looking back in case someone ran behind me, shoot me down and say it always knew I'd fall. So as you can see, we're getting a very nice healthy level on the computer. That's pretty much what it should look like. Your loud shouldn't be much bigger than that. Don't forget, when we take this into Audition or another program, we could definitely control the levels there too. But that's pretty much it. That is the recording into the computer. Okay, so once you have your track here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to where we did that slate or clap, and I'm going to basically go down to the voice. I'm going to hit split. I'm going to copy that by Control or Command C, and I'm going to go up to music, and I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to paste that by saying Command or Control V. And what that's going to do is it's going to give me a sync point so I can sync this up in post rather than having to try to line it up with what I was singing. And then lastly, we are going to export to the disk. So let's go ahead and turn off the voice. Let's do the music first and then the voice. That way you have two separate tracks, hence why I added that sync track, that's that sync clap. And let's go ahead and export to disk. Now, normally what I would do here is, and we're using Mag 2, and we're going, call this How I Record 4, and let's go ahead and write music, and we're going to export that. Now, normally what I'll do here is I will go into GarageBand and do some tweaking, turn back on the master echo, reverb, all that stuff, and tweak that. I do have a preset in here that I use, but just for this purpose, I will not do that. I'm just going to leave it as it is because of the video. So let's go ahead and turn off music and turn on voice, and let's go ahead and export song to disk. We're going to call this voice, and let's go ahead and export that. And then what we'll do is we will take the video from the camera, and it's very important that you make sure that your camera is recording audio external. Make sure the microphone in the camera is recording. If your microphone does not have any kind of recording on the outside. I don't know which one would, but or if you're recording on your iPhone, whatever, just make sure that you are capturing the audio out here, not in your headphones. Make sure you're capturing that so you can sync later. I've made the mistake of accidentally turning off my microphone in my camera, and then I've had to sync it because there's no audio and it's a big pain. So just make sure that everything is, make sure your external mic is on, and make sure everything is set. So there we go, everything is set. Now all you have to do is jump over to the computer, do a little post-processing, sync everything together with the clap or the slate that we made, and that's it. That's all you need to do in order to record and make the kinds of videos that I have been making over on my acting page. So that's it. Let me know in the notes below if you want me to do kind of more of these like setups and like audio setups and video setups, and basically tell you how I do some of the things that I do around here. Yeah, let me know if you like this segment. That's it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to mash that bell button to be notified when we drop a brand new video. And that's it. I'm going to go over to my computer and do some post, and I'll see you next time.